Alright, so today we have another destroyed iPad in the original box. This is an iPad Air 4th generation cellular model. The box is quite destroyed, so I'm eager to see how this iPad is. And the front glass is of course obliterated. I'm going to toss some gloves on so I don't get any glass in my hand, and we can remove the device. And the main housing has definitely taken a significant blow. These aren't designed to be foldable, but I'm going to give this one an A for effort. And the accessories appear to not have been touched either. It's always nice when a device comes with a way to charge it. As always, before proceeding, I want to check if we can at least take a charge. It's not the end of this device, if not, but less to worry about the better. Great, we're drawing an amp, and even the display is showing some life, so we can almost be safe in assuming that this iPad is functional. Now I have another 4th Gen Air that I will be using as a donor parts as needed. So I'm going to take this opportunity to demonstrate how the display removal real quick. Hot plates and other tools work great, but like usual I'm going to use a hot air gun and check the heat myself. The displays on these units have some pros and cons for removal. Pro being that they use much less adhesive than previous iPad models. Con is that the LCD is adhered to the digitizer, so we have to be careful not to insert the PIC far, otherwise we can damage the panel. The right side contains 3 ribbon cables that we need to worry about, so exercise caution. If you feel a snag, don't force the pick. And then I like to use my metal pry tool for leverage between the digitizer and the housing, and then using that gap for my plastic picks. Then simply rinse and repeat on all 4 sides. Back to this iPad, I did connect the 3U tools and verify communication along with this iPad having never been used. Unfortunately, I lost that footage during a hard drive migration. Anyway, I'm just going to cut this display off. I have plenty of space from the missing glass to go ahead and slide my razor in. And with our first glimpse inside, I'm going to get the display free. And we have an idea of the work ahead. You can also see the sheer amount of glass that's made inside this thing. Since I am rebuilding this unit, I'm going to carry over everything I can into a new housing. And this new housing is very bare, so we're going to have a lot to move over. And here it is in perspective, even though it doesn't show very well all those buried connections this thing has. To start, I'm going to put the battery in, a threaded post, and the white lines from the board help to line this thing up. Then the numerous connections in order to free the board itself. Some isopropyl alcohol, let it soak, gently pry the board out, and our removed board. Thanks to this being a cellular model, we do have an unnecessary amount of components and screws to move over. To keep this video to the point, I'm going to try and quickly breeze through it. We have to re-adhere the SIM card slot and re-adhere the speaker. This housing did not include the buttons. I unfortunately tore the power button ribbon cable, so I'm going to lose Touch ID when bringing over a donor button. If you're using a donor, just be aware that the Wi-Fi and cellular power buttons have different brackets. Don't forget those little antenna cables. We'll try our best to line everything back up. And we should now be ready to put the board in. We have a large amount of connections to worry about blocking on both ends of this thing, so it's not going to be very coordinated. Would probably be easier to place everything after the board, but I like to make sure everything is in place and good to go before inserting the most important part. And feed the antenna wires under this connection. Reconnect and place the shielding. Don't forget the front camera. And then rinse and repeat, and we have more connections at the bottom. Secure the USB-C port, the antenna connections, and now we have already connected the display for some initial testing. We'll need to screw down the board and battery for this. And then it's a great sign that we have the Apple logo present. And we have some basic touch functionality. Now I'm going to set the iPad up off camera to further test it. And since everything looks good, we can go ahead and close up the device. Apply some adhesive. Secure the display. Expose the adhesive strips. And press the display down. Clamp it down and let it sit for at least a few hours. I recommend overnight, but if you're in a rush for whatever reason, then a few hours should be more than sufficient. And our rebuilt iPad Air Cellular 4th generation is ready to go. And peeling away the protective plastic on something new is always addly satisfying. Now when testing, I did experience random lag and crashes from apps like the App Store, but after reflashing 15.7 firmware, issues are resolved. I don't know why it happened, but these units been through hell, so firmware issues can be expected. Again, I did unfortunately lose Touch ID functionality. I'm not sure if the glass compromised the ribbon cable, or I was a bit too aggressive, or some combination of the two. It's just sage advice to be very delicate with ribbon cables because they are fragile. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, I would appreciate a like and subscribe to help me continue with this content. I do apologize for the technical difficulties of the last couple videos, but I hope there will be no more. And well, until next time.